Hey guys, thanks for joining me today. I'm Brittany and I'm at Fairfax Pilates, which is in Northern Virginia. So if you're in the area, please stop by, say hello, and take one of our classes. All right, so for today's class, what we're going to be doing is our jump board. So I'm actually using a cardio tramp. If you've got one of the trampolines, please grab that, or a jump board. It's going to be the same. I just prefer the trampoline because it's a little cushier on the landing. But go ahead and measure your gear bar, your foot bar, or your gear bar, your stopper, and your straps. Get your jump board or your trampoline loaded in, and I will see you right back here. Okay, we're back and ready to go. You've got your jump board hooked in and your straps and everything measured. Now, don't adjust your straps, but I do want you to remove them from the carriage. And I want you to change your gear bar and stopper all the way into 1 and 1. And this is so we can jump without hitting that gear bar and stopper every time we come in. We're gonna do 2 reds to begin. I like the headrest all the way up to the top. And then go ahead and lie down. All right, so the rule for jumping is you want to first maintain your imprinted position always. So we've got that connection in our pelvic floor and abdominal wall. And then when our feet land on the board, every time when we spring away, we want to land in the same spot. So what happens over time is people's feet start going very low, and it arches your back and it strains your back. So please continue to hit the same spot every single time. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to begin a timer, because I usually don't count the number of jumps. I jump for time. So our first one is going to be together feet. And as we land, we're exhaling. I'm trying to be nice and smooth and slow with our landing. So when I jump away, it's like my feet are almost floating up a little so that they can land easily in that same spot every single time. You want a nice explosive jump. Got a lot of track behind you. Keep your low back imprinted. So that's 40 seconds in. We're going to jump for 1 minute. All of these intervals are going to be for 1 minute. If you don't care for the 2 red springs, you can change them in 3, 2, and 1. Okay, so feel free to change your springs to a blue and a red if that is too heavy. Okay, the next one's going to be cross country. 1 foot at the top, 1 foot at the bottom. Imagine you're wearing skis so they cannot crisscross. And we go. So whether you just do a quick jumping workout or whether you put this into your routine, both work. If I'm short on time, I want to get my heart rate up, this is a quick way to do it. Get some movement in the legs, as you can obviously notice. So you've got those skis on. Don't let them crisscross. Nice soft landing. So as a teacher, I can always tell if they're using their abs when they land, because the machine will actually move. So as you hit the jump board, if you're not connected through your core, the machine will walk that way. It'll slowly inch forward towards the foot bar and bring it in. Okay. So next one, we're going to hit all 4 corners of the board. Any pattern you pick. Here we go. And jump, jump. So we're keeping our feet together. We're keeping that low back down and that imprint. And we're just moving our feet as a team around the trampoline. So any pattern that you want, Just keep moving. Just keep hitting those corners. Any pattern works. Exhale on that landing. Exhale on that landing. I kind of bounce all around. The point is to keep the thighs together and those feet landing soft. About 10 seconds remaining here. 4, 3, 2, and 1. The legs are warm, right? Okay, so the next one, we're going to be doing moguls, which is your feet together, and we land side to side. Feet stay together in the center of the board. Here we go. Knees and feet together. We hit the center of the jump board every time. Low back down. And side and side. Try to keep the upper body relaxed. Now you can also use toning balls, and do various arm things with the toning balls. I didn't use them today, obviously, but feel free to incorporate them any way you choose. Side to side here. Really feel those obliques working when you land. Soft landing. About 15 seconds left. Going by time is so much easier than counting. That way you can really just focus on your form and your technique. And bring it in. Okay, so I am going to change the springs now because I'm going to alternate with one leg at a time. So rather than 2 reds, I'm going to go 1 red, 1 white. That's for me because my knees are a little iffy, but you can also do a red and a blue, okay? So down we go. Same rule as before, where you want to hit the same spot every single time, but we're going to be one leg in tabletop and jumping with the one leg. 1 minute, here we go. Get a nice explosive power. You can certainly do an alternating pattern. I like to do the legs by themselves first and then add the alternate. Any way you want to do it is fine, of course. So I'm going a little slower on this one. This knee gives me more problems than my right, so I am listening to my body. Feel free to jump fast or slow, depending on what you need. Always listen to your body. About 5 seconds. We aren't going to stop. We're going to keep going, and just other foot. 1 minute on the other leg now. Remain tension-free in the upper body. Keep your low back down. And alternate. And right. And left. And right. And left. So I like this one. It's pretty easy comparatively, but it's good for neuromuscular coordination. It's good for your abdominals, for your obliques, okay? Spatial awareness, you're present. There's a lot of goodness with the alternating single leg. About 10 more seconds here. and bring it in. Okay, so we spring out now. We're going to open our legs wide, close them together, and then land. So one more, and then we'll take a stretch and change it up a little bit. Here we go. Open. So when we open our feet apart, you got to whip them back together in plenty of time to land safely. Your lower back, I can't stress enough how important it is to be in that imprinted position. You can certainly tell how smooth your reformer is and how clean the wheels are when you're jumping. If you feel any little bumps, time to clean the wheels, guys. Your tracks and your wheels should be nice and buttery for this. About 8 seconds. Last one. And then come in. All right, go ahead and roll yourselves up. It's always nice to do a little bit of feet and straps in between to stretch everything out. In fact, before we do it, drop to one red. And let's do a thigh stretch. So we're going to get one knee down, and we're just pressing out to stretch. And then we come all the way back in. We're going to do that twice. So go ahead and push the leg down and back. Turn so your feet point in the same direction. And just put your hands where you need them. I like a hand on the forward frame and then one in the back. If you like that rotation, you can thread the needle, put one hand down, and then rotate, lay your head and shoulder down as you rotate out. And then other side, of course, thigh stretch. Just opening up that hip flexor. And then come in. And then we'll do that again, out. And then come in. Go ahead and pivot so you're facing the machine, rotating out. Put your hands where you need them. And come in. Maybe you're threading. Head and the shoulder go down. And then back in. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to adjust our gear bar and our stopper to our normal settings. This should be easy and quick because you've already measured your straps. So all you need to do is the adjustment here. 2 red springs. And we're going to lie down. We're going to get the feet in straps here. Let's go ahead and press the legs out. So get yourselves situated. And we're just going to lift and lower. Make sure you're really squeezing your glutes here so it gets the stretch in the back, especially as you push your legs back down. Use your glutes. Inhaling up. Exhaling down. Do some in a turnout position. Lift and lower. And let's do some in a rotated inward. So, internal rotation. We've got to get all 3 of those hamstring fibers in the back of the thighs. So rotate that whole leg in. Heels in, toes apart, right into our bend and stretch. Point, flex as they bend, point it out. Stag. 1 bend, 1 straight, push, One bends, one straight, push. So really getting the work in the straight leg. Mainly that's the guy pushing those legs back together. Enjoy the stretch. Squeeze from your glutes. And last time. All right, if your headrest is elevated, place it down flat. Give yourself a little space at the shoulders, and we go over for short spine. Enjoy that, really reaching the tail down away from the feet. And then we push. Use the abs, lift up right away. Knees soften. And then we slowly articulate the tail down. Feet to seat and push. And down. Good. Big leg circles. Around. Up. This is the normal legs in straps series. It just feels extra good after you've been jumping. So I usually try to incorporate it in. Also, you don't really like to jump for 20 consecutive minutes, reverse. So it's a nice intermission in between the jumping to do some regular Pilates. And one more time here. All right, let's take our feet out of the straps. And then I'm just gonna drop in the well, and we're gonna come up. Okay, so that was our intermission. We're gonna jump again. So let's take the springs off, run our gear bar and our stopper all the way back in, 1 and 1. And I'm gonna go with, again, a 1 red, 1 white spring. So this time it's a lot for the glutes and the glute medius. We're gonna loop our thumbs here on the back edge of the shoulder block, these handles. And the leg that's not jumping, I kind of just tuck the knee up and actually hold on to the carriage with my foot so that this then becomes the jumping leg. Before we get going, I want you to press your leg out until it's straight and your foot is about hip height. That's where you want to land every single time. Your upper body is really strong and stable like a plank, and we're going to be jumping this way, okay? I'm setting my timer. 1 minute, here we go. Sometimes I do as heavy as 1 red and 1 blue spring. I'm just doing a white and a red today. So all of your upper body muscles are active like a plank, and every time I press out, my foot is trying to be about hip height so that I get that lift and I get that squeeze of my butt and my hamstring. We're doing intervals, 60-second intervals on our jumping today. You can adjust that however you need to. I find that it takes about that long to really get used to what it is you're doing, and for the muscles then to then get tired and then fatigue. Take a break. Okay, now I like to just go ahead and keep at it and hit the same leg again for the fire hydrant. So this time, knee is up at the top of the corner, and we go. So when we land this time, I'm trying to keep my knee high. I encourage you to look back where you're jumping and where you're landing so that you can see the foot make contact with the trampoline. Challenge yourself to lift your knee nice and high as your foot lands. That's going to make the difference. We're halfway through. If it's not burning, your leg isn't high enough, or you don't have enough resistance on the machine. 10 seconds. And take a break. Okay, that works. I like to do this little pin-up stretch. So you just push your hips over to one side, your hands are on the opposite. And then the same on the other side. Go ahead and proactively do the other side. Although the leg wasn't in the air, your opposite hip was working quite a bit. You'll notice here very quickly, the second side typically fatigues faster because it's already been working. Okay. Side 2. So as you spring off, you want that leg to be about hip height. Okay. Nice soft landing, bending the knee, explosive power. Use your glutes and your hamstrings here. The upper body is all active. You should feel your arms, your chest, your triceps, and your abs, in addition to all the obvious ones in your lower body. And there we go. So then we're going to go right into the fire hydrant move. So foot is high, so is the knee. Watch the landing. This is the one you'll really notice, side 2, because this is the leg that was working when you did fire hydrant on the first side. Very few exercises really get that glute med well. This is one of them. Keep lifting that knee up nice and high. Stay strong in the upper body. Some people ask if they can go down to their forearm. You can. It's just easier. So if your wrists are more of a problem, then go ahead, but it diminishes the intensity of the exercise. One more, and then we come down. Okay, so now we're gonna go with a super light spring. So I'm gonna put on just a blue, and we're gonna conclude our jumping here. So obviously, the light spring isn't going to be about the legs. It is going to be about the abs. So I encourage everybody to do a little test jump to see how much hang time you get. There should be a lot of hang time coming back. So we're going to do 1 minute here. Wide and land. Wide and land. So the weight of the legs is what is going to challenge the abs. We've got to keep the low back down here always. If you don't like the way that feels on your lower back, when your legs open, they can go higher. That makes it friendlier on your lumbar spine. We've got about 8 seconds to go. Come in. Okay, so now we're gonna go out and we're gonna do a little football drill like this, okay? So just quick knees, 1 minute. Push your legs to straight, and then let's go. Right, left, right, left, right, left, right, left. So you're keeping your trunk nice and stable, your low back's against the ground, and we're just doing the little jumps. So the light spring is better on this particular exercise because then your abs are in constant contraction to support the weight of the legs. fast feet. There's a reason all the top athletes do this exercise. It's highly effective on fast twitch muscles and also your neuromuscular connection. About 15 more seconds. And 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Bring it in. All right, last one that we're gonna do here. When you go out, we're gonna tuck our knees in and then land. Okay, you gotta get them out quickly. Let's go. So we go tuck and then reach. Tuck. So when those knees tuck in, it almost stalls the carriage for a little. So really tuck and reach. Legs are together. Squeeze the inner thighs together. In and out. In, out. In. Press those arms down into the carriage. Get your triceps supporting you. Keep the low back engaged, of course. Abs protected here. 5, 4, 3, 2, and bring it in. Let the feet go to the top of the trampoline or the jump board and just lift your hips up. Open those hip flexors. And round back to the bottom. And do that one more time. I'm going to laterally rotate my legs this time. Lift. And then round and roll all the way back down. All right, so that is a few of the jump board exercises that you can do. Hopefully that got your heart rate going and your legs nice and warm. So thanks for joining me. I'll see you next time.